After years of denials and claims of innocence, the mayor of Laval pleaded guilty today. Gilles Vaillancourt was charged with fraud, conspiracy, and breach of confidence. Steph, Vaillancourt could get 6 years in prison.
Mitsumi, that's a common suggestion from the Crown and the defense. However, it doesn't mean the judge is bound by it. He will have to come back to court on December 15th, where he will be sentenced. He was facing a maximum of 14 years on these charges, but Vaillancourt, part of the plea deal, means that he was also able to have the charge of gangsterism stayed. That means he won't have to face the most serious charge. Vaillancourt was very emotional. He had to sit in the prisoner's box when he arrived. His eyes were red. He had a very emotional voice the few times he spoke. In fact, he did take the stand to apologize. He said he wanted to apologize to his constituents, to his family. He recognized that although he did great things for Laval, he also made mistakes. He said his goal right now was to serve his time as quickly as possible so he could get out and become, once again, an asset to society.
Now, Steph, he also has to pay $8.5 million back to the city of Laval.
Very interesting anecdote, Mitsumi. It turns out that Vaillancourt has a Swiss bank account, and from those Swiss bank accounts he will transfer $7 million to the prosecution, which will then give it back to the city of Laval. But that's not all. He will also forfeit his condominium in Laval, which is worth over $1 million, and he will also give up his $30,000 a year pension for 10 years in Laval. All of this adds up to about $8.5 million, the amount that Vaillancourt agreed to pay back as part of his sentence.
Now, Steph, we're not allowed to go into the details of this case, and why is that?
You see, Mitsumi, Vaillancourt is not alone to be charged in this whole corruption case, fraud case in Laval. There's about 35 other co-defendants, and all of them are waiting for their own trial. And of course, their lawyers don't want all the evidence to come out. They say it would jeopardize their case. So right now, the judge has imposed a temporary publication ban, and in the next few minutes, he will hear lawyers from the media who will argue in favor of lifting that publication ban, so we can tell you exactly the content of what Vaillancourt pleaded guilty to.
Thank you very much, Steph. That's Stéphane Giroux at the Laval Courthouse.